Excellent. We are rolling. Should I shout like action or something next time I do this? Like, I could, turn on and off the lights and then, lights, camera, and be like action, something like that. That might be fun. Anyways, welcome back to another live episode, or live leftovers episode of me cooking things in my kitchen and hopefully not burning the place down in the process. I am your host. I hope you're having a good day today. We are making Brinner Part 2 today. Pancakes with chocolate chips because, as I joke, I sometimes have the diet of a 5-year-old. So, why not? I forgot to make this joke last time, we are using 2% milk because I didn't want to go full fat milk. And like Ron Swanson, I believe that skim milk is lying about being actual milk. Again, apparently I say the word milk weird. Don't know, don't care. People tell me that. Got a few fun stories for you. Well, not all of them are fun, but some of them are. Some of them are adventurous. We'll jump around a little bit today, because I'm feeling woo today. I also have to make sure I don't get so I'm not monetized yet, but I have to make sure that I don't get myself demonetized on accident, because that would not be fun. So, here, let's start with the thing I forgot to say last time. I was watching someone play Left 4 Dead, the video game, streamer I enjoy who's doing it. And he at one point when he was playing a video game, he used a frying pan. It was a zombie survival game. He used a frying pan as a weapon. I find the frying pan sound to be one of the most comically funny sounds you can have. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but just the sound of like the frying pan hitting something makes me giggle, kinda, in a way that, like, I just find it, like, some people call it slapstick, some people call it, I've heard it being called stupid humor before. I don't care. I just find that sound, if you've ever played Super Smash Brothers before, not the original one, Super Smash Bros. Melee with Peach, how she has the defense, I think it's the B left / B right, where she holds a Toad, a golf club, a vegetable, or a frying pan, and Toad and the vegetable are to absorb the attack, and the golf club, yeah, we're good. The golf club and the frying pan are to attack. And the sound that the golf club, or the sound the golf club makes is horrendous, makes me cringe every time. The sound that the frying pan makes is like whooping, like it's just a funny sound. And in this game, the guy was playing, it just had it just sounded funny. And 99% of the time, I appreciate slapstick humor. Many of you know that I am a huge person on puns, dad joke, memeage, that kind of thing. But I just thoroughly enjoy the comic sound of when a pan hits something for comedic purposes. Next thing, let's talk about, most of you have either watched this video or not at this point. It was a live video from earlier today. If you haven't watched it, I would suggest to not watch it. It was garbage. I'm playing Need for Speed Underground right now, a game I don't appreciate very much. / a game that I don't want to say this in the wrong way, but can bring out annoyances in me. And I got to a level, I think it was race 64, something like that. It's a drag race, and I'm terrible at drag races because of the times. Because you have to go right trigger, and then you have to wait for the meter to go on transmission to go to from nothing to blue to green. If you hit it past green, you over rev, and your engine starts to stall. If you hit it before then, if you hit it in green, it's a perfect shift. If you hit it in blue, it's a bad shift. Yada yada. And I know I was able to beat this level beforehand. Way back when I played this game originally. But I cannot beat this level at all. And about halfway through, I'm starting to get annoyed because no matter what I do, I kept losing. Like, this is stupid because it's also live streaming, so whoever's watching this, good lord, I'm sorry, because you're watching me play the same level for literally a half an hour, and the level is 30 seconds at most. So you're watching me play this course approximately 50 to 60 minutes. Because I checked upgrades and I can't get any more in the car. So, I keep losing. I was 0.07 seconds away from winning, I think, the third one, and for the record, 0.07 is about... So I was the second one, and it's almost, if you play percussion, it's a flam, basically. I was a grace note, primary note, away from winning this race. Not happy about that. So, I actually started to get really angry, really annoyed, and I was like, first off, there's got to be a way to win this, but at the same time, if you're not letting me win this, what's the point in racing this? And it's the only race in, like, these 6 races I have until the next 6 open up. So, I took a break. I did a little bit of research. I think I know what I can do now to have a better chance, because I can switch the cars. Hopefully, maybe I'll get a better chance of winning. I don't know, but I had to stop and say I should not. Back, like as your parents would say, it's not worth getting angry over this, especially if there's no way to do it. I'm just gonna stop. And I've done this with games before where I was playing Star Fox 64, and I had like 7 lives, and I was going to play Andros, the final boss, and I was like, oh, I'll beat them. I have 7 lives. It came down to the last life, and I literally put the controller down for about an hour. I'm like, I need some time. I came back about an hour later. I'm like, okay, it's either now or I'm not doing this. And I beat easy mode, which was fantastic. So, hopefully, this will work. Now, on to the really fun story. So, I gave blood today. And I have a problem with giving blood, not for the reason you might suspect, but I have a problem with the fact of my heart rate is not always... we'll just put this here. Yeah, we'll put this here. Is not... Okay, we won't put that there for right now. Is not always good. I've had trouble with my heart rate in the past. That's why I was denied to give blood years ago, because they told me I had an irregular heartbeat. If you're a percussionist trying to use a metronome and you want to try to follow like something to keep the pulse, having a regular heartbeat is not good. I then went back to the Red Cross years later, and I've been trying to donate whenever I can, because why not? Help save lives, and you get free food. Also, we'll talk about this in a minute, you get a free hair waxing on your arm. So I went today, and I'm like, and they sit me down in the room, they have you do a rapid pass, and they're like, since you filled out this rapid pass, have you done X, Y, and Z? And I'm like, I literally was in the waiting room, the waiting area, you looked at me, and I haven't moved. And they go, we know, but we have to legally ask you these questions. So so we answer the questions, and they're giving me the spiel of like, hey, listen, we know you signed up for this, but would you like to do this instead? It's half hour instead of 15 minutes. I didn't really understand the terms, but it was a double donation, so I think it was a power red. Like, you're a universal donor, which is fantastic. Apparently I'm a universal donor, which is fantastic. We would really like to be able to do this because we wanted to have, like, a bunch more people, but only one has shown up today. And I'm like, first off, stop, because let's figure out if everything can match. Because sometimes, my heart rate, like, should be like, I enjoy giving blood. I will say I get excited when I get to donate blood. And part of that problem is my heart rate accelerates. So I am excited to give blood, which means my heart rate goes up, which means I can't give blood. The last time, it took me 72 hours to give blood, because the first time I went, my heart rate was 102, so they had to send me home. The next day I came back, and they said that they were short-staffed, they didn't have any appointments, and then I came back the next day, and I finally got in at 8 a.m. I gotta stop, mixing it that hard. So, it was definitely a moment of, like, hey, you can hype me up for this, but let's make sure I can at least donate today. My first my first heart rate was at... My first heart rate was at 106, I think? It's like 103 or 106, which is way too high. And so they let me be in this room for 5 minutes, which they have to, and then they take check my heart again. And I went down to 96, I think it was, which I was surprised but happy, and I made a joke about this is just like back when I was in school when I would fail the original test and have to take a retake, and generally get higher on the retake than I did on the original test. I don't know how that happened or how that worked, but I legitimately, when I was younger, would fail a test, and then, like, the retake was like 75% max grade. I would get 75% on the second test. Someone explain that to me, please. I would love to hear the reasoning about how that happens. So I was like, sure, I will do this one that you're in need of because you need it, and I try to be a nice person most days. So they explained the whole thing, and I'm like, listen, I trust you guys. Don't unalive me. The Red Cross, to my knowledge, has never done anything bad, which, again, I'm pretty sure they haven't done anything bad ever. So, whatever you guys do, I trust you. Awesome, cool, let's make this happen. It takes about 5 minutes to prep the machine, and so I'm a person who, I don't like things being described to me. I can watch it, and I can look at it, I can read it, but if you describe it to me, I have bad reactions, so I will do my best to not make it horrible. But, they prep this machine, and basically what happens is they take the blood from me, they separate it in this machine. I was kind of hoping I would get to see the blood get separated, but no, it was a closed system. That's a lot of chocolate chip, that's okay. They, and then they pump the blood back into me after separating. I was really hoping it was going to be like, I forget what it's not, I forget what it is, but is it like it's not, I wanted to say Hadron Collider, but I know it's not that. I guess, centrifuge or something where like spins super fast around, and I was hoping I was going to get to see it, but no. Anyways, so I am, they're like, yeah, when we introduce the blood back into you, because it literally goes out into the machine and comes back in, we also pump you with a solution. I don't remember what the solution is called, so I won't say it in case I get it wrong. But you're gonna leave feeling really good. I'm like, okay. Like if you feel tingles or numbness or anything, let us know. Okay. So the blood gets taken out the first time, and I'm like, okay, squeeze. I'm watching the clock to make sure I squeeze every 5 seconds. And then the arm thingy deflates. I'm like, okay, I'll stop squeezing because they told me to. And all of a sudden, like maybe 2 minutes after that, my eyelids like feel really heavy and I feel really tired. And I'm about to be like, hey, what's wrong? And then literally, it feels like, the only way to describe it is it felt like a waterfall was about to erupt out of my body. And I just went like, whoa! And like my eyes even like went. Like, what's going on? Like, oh, that's the drug that we're giving you as we put the blood back into you. And I'm like, whoa! And for those of you who don't know, I am a naturally like cold body person. I give off a lot of heat naturally, so I prefer the cold because otherwise I get uncomfortable. I don't know how the best way to describe it is like if 99% of the time, my body feels a lot hotter than the average temperature. And that's why I also seek cold a lot, and why I like winter months is because my body will, like, I can walk outside a lot of times in winter, and I won't need more than a hoodie sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes it just works that way. Ain't not bad. Little burns. So this was like, whoa! And it literally felt like a waterfall was like erupting inside of me trying to get out. I'm like, this is weird. Like, oh yeah, that's the drugs. I'm like, okay, cool. I wasn't sure what was going on until they told me that. And then 5 minutes later or so, everything starts back up. But let me tell you, whoa! I've never done this. I've never done this type of donation before. That, as the kids say, that shook me pretty good. And they are right. You leave feeling better than when you came, because whatever they give you, wow. That is a drug. From the Red Cross. I probably shouldn't make that joke, but it's the Red Cross. So, you know, I really, tell me, literally, if they've ever made a mistake, like, I don't know of one, which is awesome, but just also, they're experts and they're nurses, so they know what they're doing. And then they were super happy because, well, the only thing that sucks about this is that I have to now wait double the time. I have to wait 125 or 112, 120 days until I can donate again. Which, again, I don't mind. I don't, I wonder if you can see that. Oh well. That doesn't make a difference to me. They're trying to sell me on that you don't have to donate again. I'm like, I'll donate as much as I can. Oop, that's not supposed to be in there. Well, that's in there now. Cool. There's a piece of chocolate chip I think that fell in there. Nice. But yeah, that was a fun moment. And then that is, yep, okay, we're gonna get rid of that. Nothing bad, just I don't want that to be in my next pancake. So we're joking the entire time, and I'm living the life. The nice thing is again, because I always make the joke, if you've never given blood before, they, you know, put a needle in your arm, and then they put tape to make sure that the needle stays in your arm. And I always make a joke that I come to give blood, and I come to get a free waxing. Because there's a piece here, a piece here, and a piece here of tape over your arm to keep the thingy on it, to keep the, whatever the medical term is for it. And I'm like, okay, this will work. And the nurse says, oh, I'm actually good. I don't, you don't feel with me. I'm like, okay. Well, another nurse took it off. And I'm looking at him. I'm waiting for it to hurt. And he literally takes one end and just goes, whoop. And I didn't realize he had even taken off the Band-Aid. I should probably make sure you could still see this, hopefully, at this point. I didn't realize he'd taken off the Band-Aid until I was like, the Band-Aid was already here, off my skin. I'm like, am I going to feel pain? No pain. Whoop, once again, no pain. Third time, no pain. I'm like, ha! So, that was super fun. And then, again, you get free stuff, free food. Last time I was there, they were trying to, they had a sweater you could take that was teaming up with Fox about a new show called Doc. I have the sweater, haven't worn it, don't really want to wear it. Don't care to wear it. But, I do get free food, and that is fun. And let me tell you, I am still riding that high earlier of, let me rephrase that, not a inappropriate high, sorry, not an inappropriate high, but a, whatever drug they gave me, can't remember what it is, I feel very refreshed right now. I'm still riding that refreshment of, whoa, and the way they said it was, this is room temperature. I'm like, I like this. This is a good room temperature. And, most bodies are high 90s. And this was probably 73 degrees room temperature. But just a drop of from 98 to 98.6, I think. Down to 73 was just oh, yes. The feeling was fantastic. And I was super happy with it. It's not fun now that I have to wait until, they said the next time you can give is now September 12th, I think, and I'm like, I wanted to give sooner, but I legally can't. But at the same time, I did my part, gave blood, and they have a sticker that says, be nice to me, I gave blood today. I do get a kick out of that sticker. Because I also it's both blunt but also funny, and I enjoy that immensely. And then, sometimes, when you're driving home from giving blood, you don't feel so hot. Let me tell you, I felt great. There was a moment, it wasn't dizziness, but it was a moment of oh hey, I'm driving. Wow. Also, super depressive note, so I'm sorry. There's a bunch of parks around where I live. Okay, we're good. And that's great. I'm all for parks. I don't like going outside, but I know people like going outside. But there's an intersection leading into a park or around a park that is there's always some sort of accident. It feels, if you understand this reference, congratulations. It feels like a roundabout with the amount of accidents that will occur there. And I won't get into specifics because I don't want to, but today on the way home, there was an accident there at the exact same intersection, and I did not get I was in the back, and the problem, I kind of figured there was going to be something up because it's that intersection, but also the cars weren't moving, and then the cars that were moving were trying to get out of one of the lanes into the other lane, and I'm just this is not going to end well. So I pull a U-turn. As soon as I pull a U-turn, I see an ambulance about a block away, and I go, this is definitely not ending well. So, I take another street home, which is fine, but it's just like... It's sad about that. So, I also want to talk about that, but going back to the donating blood thing, some people might find this creepy, so if you do fast forward like 30 seconds or a minute, it is cool to see the blood you donated, because they show it to you. It's right next to you as you're donating. And I kind of was like, that was inside of me? And they're like, that was inside of you. I'm like, that's pretty cool. I do have a donor card online in the Red Cross app. Don't know how much I've given, I didn't check, but they track a lot of things. I think this is my third or fourth time that I've done this, so like they do track everything, how much you've donated, and you get an email about where it goes. So I think I've had one go to Pennsylvania. Most of my stuff has gone to Ohio, which is fine. But yeah, they don't tell you names, but they tell you like this bag went to Ohio. And then they're always super nice, because they're always very grateful also, because obviously they want you to come back and donate blood again. But they're also just friendly. They're nice and friendly, which is incredible. And the first time or two I went, you get, as people know, you get free food after you donate. You know, granola bars, trail mix, cookies, pretzels. Like there's a bunch of small snacks, and then you can have some water and some juice boxes. And I was like, they're explaining it to me for my first time. I'm like, is this? I was like, it's all free. You can take whatever you want. I'm like, oh, and then after 15 minutes, because you have to wait 15 minutes after you donate, I was like, can I take another juice box? Like, you can take 5 if you want. We don't care. Take 5. Seriously. I'm like, okay. So, I love the humor that you have when you go to donate blood, and then how because I know this might sound crazy, I enjoy free things, especially food. So the fact that they're like, you can take more if you want to, we don't care. To be fair, the juice boxes are like that big, but they're free juice boxes, and it's free pretzels and free trail mix and free cookies and free Cheez-Its. So it's not a bad thing, it's just funny how they're like, take more if you want, not a problem. Alright, so we're going to use this knife and this fork. Coolio. Alright. Thank you for joining me. See, the thing I forgot to do again tonight was I forgot to warm up my silverware before I ate, but that is okay. I used to, way back in the day, warm up my silverware, because eating things that are hot is great, but eating things with warm utensils and hot is even better. That being said, thank you very much for joining me on this edition of Me Cooking Food. Thank you for forgetting to like and subscribe and comment. Well, you can comment if you want. I don't really care. If you want to comment, go ahead. But thank you for forgetting to like and subscribe today. And I will see you on the next edition of Cooking with Me for Dinner. Until then, have a good time.